The June BTO has closed and the application rate summary was pretty interesting. It turns out to be the most competitive launch in a while with an overall application rate of 3.31. That means for every flat available, there were more than 3 applicants on average. This is a jump from the February exercise where we only saw an application rate of around 2.7. And it's even a higher jump when compared with the October BTO last year of 1.6, where the same number of flats were released. So, what caused this jump? The experts speculate this peak also has something to do with the upcoming changes to the BTO flat classification system. From October onwards, the way flats are categorized as standard, plus, or prime, where plus and prime are slapped with a 10-year MOP plus other restrictions. So, some people might have rushed to apply in June to secure a flat under the current system. So, which BTO projects were the hottest? Well, look who was right. As I have predicted, Tampines Greentopaz steals the first spot. It is the most subscribed project, even more than the Holland Vista and Tanjung projects. The 4-room flats application rate at Tampines Greentopaz was a whopping 8.2, while a 5-room flats got even more interest at 8.5 for first-timers families. The rate for second-timer families is even crazier, 61.6 for a 4-room flat and 108.6 for a 5-room flat. Wow, getting a flat here for the second-timer is like winning a toto, huh? Why? Because Tampines Greentopaz is located in a mature estate but still comes with the standard 5-year MOP because this project was launched before the new classification kicks in. If it is launched later, I'm pretty sure it would have been a plus project with a 10-year MOP. The runner-up spot goes to Holland Vista. As predicted, this project gets a lot of attention due to its superb location. So, even if it falls under the PLH model with a 10-year MOP and has a 9% subsidy clawback, applicants were still drawn to this project. For example, the application rate for a 4-room flat here is 6.6 for the first-timers. And as per my prediction as well, Tanjung's demand is relatively muted. Looking at the result, it can be considered undersubscribed. The 4-room flat application rate for the first-timer is just 2.1, which is at par with the remote Chencharu Hills, while the 3-room flat application rate at Tanjung is only 0.9. As the application rate is less than 1, then in theory, everybody who are the first-timer and applied for a 3-room flat here should be able to pick a unit. If both are PLH model, then why did Holland Vista outshine Tanjung? I'm guessing location and connectivity plays a big part. Although Tanjung riverfront projects offers riverfront living and the area is considered quite atas with a lot of luxury condos, the fact is there are not many amenities in the area. No primary schools nearby and the MRT stations are also not exactly close. So, if you will be bound by the 10-year MOP, Holland Vista definitely has a better edge over Tanjung. But I mean, to be fair, Tanjung did offer significantly more flats than Holland Vista, so that also plays a part because it's the number of applicants divided by the number of flats, right? The new Yishun project Chencharu Hills surprised everyone. Even though it's near 2 columbariums and next to the Sembawang Air Base, people are still applying to the project. There are a few reasons why Chencharu Hills might be so popular. First is affordability. Chencharu has the lowest entry price among the June BTO flats. Second, although the location is a bit remote, but the government is planning to build more facilities here in the future. Third, you can take a feeder bus or take a long walk to the Khatib MRT station, which connects you directly to the CBD area if you are working there. On the other hand, some projects like Marsiling Peak weren't as popular despite being in the woodlands area, which is traditionally pulling a lot of interest. For a 4-room flat, the application rate for first-timers is at 1, which means all of them should be able to get a ballot number. For a 3-room and 5-room flat, it is even more astonishing because the application rate is less than 1 for first-timers. Why is it so? I think it boils down to the fact that Marsiling Peak site is damn far from the nearest MRT station. It's about 2 kilometers. The government said themselves, right, by 2030, around 8 out of 10 households will live within 10 minutes walk away from a train station. To be on the wrong side of that statistic is not good. I can see that for couples and families looking for a place in the north, Chencharu Hills is more appealing to them rather than Marsiling Peak. I think Marsiling Peak pricing is also not exactly spot on. Why? because it is further away from the MRT station, but Marsiling Peak is more expensive than Chencharu. That's why, of course lah, if people want to compare just between these two projects, they will apply for Chencharu. Teban Bridge results are as per expected. The application rate for first timer here is still healthy, which is 1.2 for a 4-room flat and 2 for a 5-room flat. If you like the west side, actually this BTO is not too bad. Yes, currently it is not near any train station, but if you look at the plans, Pandan Reservoir MRT is scheduled to be completed in 2028, and this BTO's estimated completion date is starting the third quarter of 2029. So the timing is actually just nice. When you are moving in, the MRT station is already operational. Also, you can just take a short train or bus ride to Jurong East for more amenities. If you applied for the recent BTO launches, the next question is, when will you know the ballot results? HDB said it will be announced within 2 months after the application period has closed. If you wonder, hey, why is it so long? Isn't it the balloting process computerized already? According to their website, HDB said the delay is because first, they need to confirm your eligibility. Apparently, up to half of the applications required further checks to confirm whether they are eligible for priority schemes, such as the Married Child Priority Scheme. Other than that, HDB also checks if there are any discrepancies between the declared information versus your records in the government database. Only after all the checks are done, then the shortlisted applicants will be entered into the system depending on your household status, such as whether you are a family, singles, or elderly, whether you are first-timer or second-timer, which type of flat you are applying for, and the system also needs to consider the allocation quotas for more than 10 different priority schemes, in which some applicants can be eligible for more than one scheme. For example, you can be a first-timer family that is qualified for both Parenthood Priority Scheme and the Married Child Priority Scheme. After that, the computer system will do its magic and determine your fate. The ballot results are then counter-checked to ensure they are in order. If all looks fine, then you will be informed about the results via SMS, emails, letters, etc. If you wonder whether the ballot process is fair or not, well, the HDB website did say they performed a series of audits and checks to ensure the process is robust and fair. Now, let's talk about what happens if you get a ballot number, but the number is quite bad. In the past, people simply didn't show up to the booking appointment if they weren't confident with the ballot number. But from September 2023, there's a consequence for applicants who do not book a flat when invited to do so. If you are first-timers who bailed out, then you will be considered a second-timer for a year in the computer ballot. It effectively reduces your chances of booking a flat. As you can see, the application rate for second-timers is always much higher than first-timers. Now, what if you are a second-timer, get a ballot number, but you didn't book a flat? The penalty is that you must wait for 1 whole year before you can apply for a flat again from HDB. The waiver only takes effect if the applicants have 10 or fewer BTO flats or 5 or less sales of balance flats to choose from. What about the ethnic quota? What if you are a Chinese couple and there are 12 flats left? So that's above the limit of 10, right? But what if there's only 1 flat left that is allocated to the Chinese race? Based on someone's experience in the Lemonade forum, she said that the waiver now extends to ethnic quota as well. Meaning, in the example I give you, if there's only 1 flat left for Chinese, then you can get a non-selection waiver and not get penalized. I highly recommend you to double check with HDB if you still have further questions or concern about this. If you are not lucky in this BTO round, well, you can either wait for the next BTO launches. There are some pretty interesting options there. I posted my analysis on a separate video. Or if you want to just jump to the resale market, there's nothing wrong with that as well. Check out the link in the description box below for lists of projects that are just newly MOP. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!